guys, it's Melanie. Okay, so this entire week I have been showing you how I do the different parts of my makeup. I'm obviously wearing a different outfit today. I ran out of time yesterday while I was recording the first few parts of the series. So I tried to do my other makeup exactly the same. I think the lighting is mostly the same this morning, so hopefully this looks somewhat continuous. But I'm gonna show you guys how I got this eyeshadow look here using the Marc Jacobs Stiletto eyeshadow palette. You guys know that I absolutely love this palette. It is a completely cool toned eyeshadow palette, and I have honestly just been loving it since I picked it up. The formula is fantastic. The shadows are really easy to blend. There is definitely fallout. It's a very creamy formula, and with both the like shimmer glitter shades in here and the matte shades, you are definitely going to experience a little bit of rain when it comes to some shadow falling down onto your cheeks and probably the sides of your nose. So just make sure that you keep an eye on that and that you clean it up afterwards. But other than that, this shadow just wears beautifully. It is true to color from the time that I put it on until like 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night when I take it off. And I put my makeup on typically pretty early on in the day. So I love the way this looks from start to finish. It is a beautiful color story, and it's nice to see a cool toned eyeshadow palette. So again, this is the eyeshadow look here. So I'm gonna recreate that on this side for you guys. I'm really hoping the lighting is okay. If it's not, I'm sorry. I have a very low-tech operation here, and my camera is just it's literally like a Nikon Coolpix. It's like a point-and-shoot camera, so hopefully this works out. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is take just a little bit of the Rule shade at the end here, and I'm gonna run that over my entire eye area. My brushes, a lot of them I've had for a while. Like this one is just a Sonia Kashuk brush. I've had this since before I had my daughter. So I don't find a fluffy brush. And I'm just gonna like put that all over the eye area. This helps with blending. If you find that you're struggling blending your shadows, like if you use an eye primer and you put that eye primer on and then you immediately go in with your eyeshadow and you're struggling to blend it out like where you originally placed it, what you need to do is first off, give that eye primer just a minute to like settle down, and then go over top with a, I don't know, skin tone shade, and just set that primer. It's really gonna help being able to blend everything out. It took me a while to learn this, but I was struggling with trying to get the shadow to really blend in and look very diffused for a while. And once I started actually setting the primer, it made such a huge difference. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a combination of the Concrete and the Jungle, so these two shades here. And I'm just taking a blending brush, any blending brush you have is fine, and I'm literally just going between the two and picking up some of the shadow. And then I do this just on a surface to get the shadow to sort of fall into the bristles. And then I will also just tap it off lightly so you can see some of that shadow flying up. Don't just like pack the shadow on the brush and just slap it on your eye, because you're gonna regret that. It's gonna make blending it a whole lot harder. So another thing I like to do is just place the shadow where I want it first. And the technique that I do is I try to go for a lifted cat eye type of effect. So I bring my eyeshadow up above my crease on the outer part of my eye. And I feel like that look works really well for me. It might not work for you depending on what your eye shape is. And I really try to I don't try to fight the shape of my actual eye socket. I try to just kind of go with what is there and make that look good. So that is definitely a piece of advice that I have. Don't try to if you're watching someone's tutorial and you're trying their technique and it just doesn't look good on you, that might not be the technique for you. Just find someone else who has a similar eye shape to you, someone who maybe has a similar facial structure, and get advice from that person. That's just gonna go a long way in helping with any frustrations. So once I place the shadow, I then work what is left on the brush into my natural crease here. So I don't have a ton of product left on the brush. Obviously, make sure that you are taking it up the exact same amount on both sides because you don't want to look like a lopsided crazy person. All right, then I'm going to take that same brush that I put that neutral shade on with, and it doesn't have any additional product, but I'm going to use that to diffuse the outer part of this crease slash transition shade, if you will. I think this side is just a little deeper, so let's put some of that back. All right, now I am taking where's my Esom brush? Where are you? There you are. This is just a flat shader brush. This one's from Esom. And I'm gonna go in with the shade Sidewalks, which is so pretty. A lot of times I do like to put this particular shade on with my finger, because this one definitely has some fallout, but I want to show you guys how beautifully it applies with a brush. The pigmentation is gorgeous with this shade, and the finish is so pretty. Sorry, I need to bring this closer. So I am putting that on, I would say, the bulk of my lid, probably from the inner corner all the way 3/4 of the way out, and just focusing it on what is my lid space. So then I'm going to go back in with no additional product on the blending brush, and I'm actually going to kind of go over that outer almost, I would say, half, and tamp down that shimmer just a little bit. I prefer my lighter lid shades to usually end up somewhere between the middle to the outer 2/3 of my eye, and then obviously make sure that you have that blended. I'm gonna grab just a little bit of the jungle shade, the purple, and place that again because didn't have quite enough left on the brush. A little more on the inner corner. Okay, now just take any old pencil brush into the jungle shade, that purple, and put that on the lower lash line. I go in with a Q-tip, and take away some of that color. Very gently, don't attack your eye with a Q-tip. I just want almost like a shadow underneath my lashes, if that makes sense, not like a stripe of color. All right, liner brush into, what's it called? Catwalks. This almost jet black here. Tap off a little bit of that excess. I get the most fallout with this shade, so I just brush that away. I'll show you how I do that in a second. So I line my lash line with that shade. Again, just kind of like tapping and placing. I can always go back in and blend. First, I want to get the placement. Okay, then where's my blender? One more time with this blending brush. I like to blend that dark shade into the shadow that is on the lid there. Again, I don't want any harsh lines for anything. I don't like harsh lines with makeup on myself personally. I think if you're going for a very edgy look, you know, like a very like winged eyeliner look, you want some crisp, sharp edges, but I don't like that look on me personally, so I always blend everything within an inch of its life. And I think that is it. So I think I'm gonna put just a little bit more on my, there we go, that's what it was missing. I think that I used my finger. I applied this a little while ago, so yeah. Go. I just used my pinky to apply a little bit more of the Sidewalks shade onto like the inner part of my lid. But at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my mascara, and today I'm using the Laura Geller Lash Boss. I'm not gonna do that on camera. And that's it. That is how I got this look. Oh, I meant to show you guys how I brush away the excess. So I'm taking this fluffy brush here. This one is from Sephora. And I literally will just brush that excess fallout away. Sometimes you will get some eyeshadow that goes onto like this inner part of your nose here. So if you do happen to get that, just take like a Q-tip and gently wipe it away. And there you have it. So, all right, I'm gonna do my mascara. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this series this week. Let me know if you have any questions after I blathered on way too long about all of this stuff. Hopefully it was clear how I do everything. Once again, makeup is very personal. You should do what works for your eye shape, for your nose, your face shape. Everything is unique to you. So just experiment around with it. The good thing about makeup is you can always wash it off. Like, this isn't permanent. So if you don't like something, just wash it off and start over. Either start over right away or give it a day. Like, kind of think about like, okay, this is what I did that I didn't like. And then, you know, kind of analyze that and figure out how you think you can make that better for yourself. So yeah, makeup is supposed to be fun. Don't make it stressful. There's no need for that. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I will be back tomorrow with Friday favorites and flops. So I will see you then. Take care. Bye.